guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Julia Adlia, and by the title you guys can see we are doing a chit chat get ready with me today. We'll be talking about navigating your 20s, living your life, and just overall finding out your passions. So let's get to it.
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life.
So obviously I am new to YouTube, and YouTube has always been something that I've always wanted to do. Like, I remember when, and I'm pretty sure everyone who's had YouTube or who has went into YouTube or who has watched YouTube, you've practiced doing a YouTube video in your room or anywhere. So like, I am new here, and honestly, this has been one of my dreams. This has been one of my goals for as long as I can remember. So I'm just so happy and like proud of myself to be here right now. So what we're gonna get into today is just talking about like navigating your 20s and just telling you guys the truth about like what your 20s basically is and what I'm going through and what I have learned through my 20s. Obviously, I'm in my early 20s. Y'all, I just did the wrong thing. But obviously, I'm in my early 20s. I turned 21 this year, and I've learned a lot in my early 20s. Like, genuinely, I've learned a lot. Like, a lot of the things that you've learned in high school and that you've thought was going to be after high school, like, oh, by 23, by 24, by 25, you're gonna be married, or you're gonna have kids, or you're gonna be doing this. That's not the case. It's the case for some people, but it's not the case for everyone. So one thing that I learned last year, and this just goes into the whole topic in general, is everything happens for a reason, and we need to be patient when it does come. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of background about me. I graduated high school in 2021, and while I was in high school, one of my goals were to be a doctor, basically. I wanted to either be an OBGYN or an orthopedic surgeon, and I just remember like it was literally school and work. That was it. I was in dual enrollment. If you live in Florida or did I say Florida? If you live in Florida or you, I'm pretty sure they have this program like in different places, but here it's basically where you're allowed to take college classes while in high school. So I was almost done with my AA. I had one more class to do, and I was gonna graduate with my AA while being in high school. So I was gonna take 2 years or a year off of like actually being in school. And I just remember like it was my senior year, and my senior year had came, and I just remember like 3-4 weeks like after graduation, I just remember me literally being like, what am I going to do? Like, I didn't want to be in I thought about it. I was like, you're only going into college because that's the only thing that has been like displayed to you or like been taught to you. Like, after high school, people go back to school and they go to college and they figure themselves out while they're in college. And I remember like for me, it was a thing of like, I didn't necessarily want to go, but I know like in a sense that was a safe route for me. Like, I know like that was one of the things that I was very like in tune with, and was like, okay, well, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna be in the medical program because like you're gonna be in something in the medical field, because obviously like my parents played a role in it. They were very adamant about like, okay, figuring out what you want to do and going to college. Like that was their number one thing. So it was like a couple weeks before school was over, my senior year, before graduation. And I just remember sitting there, and I'm like, I stayed up all night. I remember this one night I stayed up all night and I was just literally watching like, I was scrolling through TikTok, I believe, or Instagram, and a video popped up and it was Chris Crohn's, this real estate guy. He was talking about real estate, and while he was, the train would do that while I'm filming. So while I was scrolling, he was talking about real estate and how like, if you're looking to get into like becoming financially free, doing good for yourself, and you don't necessarily go to college per se, that's one of the routes. So I was looking at it, was like, I can do this. Like, I've heard about it, I've seen it. It looks really like, I feel like I could do it. I love going, like, one of my favorite hobbies is like driving through like upscale neighborhoods and looking at homes and being like, which one is mine? So I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do after high school, so I went into it. Fast forward, I went to school to get my real estate license, and I got my real estate license, and then I joined a brokerage, and I was practicing real estate for about 9 months to a year. And in the 9 months to a year, the first 3 months I was like super excited, and then the rest of the 6 months I was kind of like dragging my feet per se. Like, it was basically like I was depressed in it. Like, my heart wasn't in it. But for me, it was a thing of like, I thought about it in this way, being like, you've already went into it, and like, people are gonna say this. Like, I was really set on people's opinions and what they were going to say, because it's like, well, you said you were gonna go to college, you didn't go to college, you went into real estate, now you don't like real estate. And before I did real estate, I tried out lashes. I didn't try to do it like as a full business, but I was like doing it because I was like, you know what, I need to learn to do something so I can go ahead and basically like, hold on you guys, my face is breaking out, but go ahead and like do something. So I tried out lashes, it wasn't for me. I went into real estate, and then from real estate, I was like, you know what? And I remember talking to my boyfriend, and I was like, this is not for me. Like, I tried it, I was in it, it isn't me. Like, I feel like I can't be myself. I feel like it's not the profession for me, like a person like me. I know I wanted to build something. I know I wanted to do something. I know I wanted to own my own company and just build something up from the ground, but I didn't know exactly what it was. So from there, it was like, okay, I was doing something temporarily. I was in cleaning temporarily, and that got too much. Basically, I was doing cleanings, and it was like taking a toll on my body. Like, I'm 20. Like, why am I leaving work and my back is literally killing me? Oh shit, I probably messed up the audio. But why am I leaving work and my back is literally killing me? And it was just a lot. Like, it was a lot on me. It was like mentally draining. Like, when I would leave from cleaning, I would literally have to sleep for like the rest of the day, and then like be able to like, you know, it just wasn't for me. So in the span of like real estate, I was doing social media management on the side, and it wasn't a full-time thing for me. It was something that was like, okay, since it's remote, like you do it remote, you're on your laptop. In real estate, it's kind of hard to work like a full-time job and then also trying to build your business. So I was doing that remote and for the time being, but I really was just like, this is just temporary. I'm gonna figure out what I wanna do. So fast forward after the cleanings, during the cleanings, I was like, you know what? I enjoy what I do. I get told I'm good at what I do. Why not do this full time? Why not build a business? Why not go into social media management because I already did it. It was like, why not take this serious? You enjoy it. Why not do it? So then fast forward, that's why we're here. That's why we are here today. And it's just to literally tell you guys like my story. Like in my 20s, I've tried so many different things. And in the span of a year, I've tried like 3 things. And 3 things, they didn't work for me. And that was the thing, like the number one place I went wrong, and I'm gonna tell you guys, like when you're in your 20s, don't let anybody tell you that trying this, doing this is, okay, well, what are you doing? Don't let anybody rush your process. Do not let anybody do that. Figure out what you want to do, because what may work for someone else may not work for you. And what a lot of people don't understand is that they end up throwing that fear of worry, that fear of stress onto you. So I know like with the concealer, you have to really like blend it out, because once you let it dry for a little bit, it's more coverage, and then it'll be hard for you to like kind of like move it. Don't allow people to rush your process in your journey and figuring out what you want to do. So, and I learned that last year, and I thank God, because I was someone who really, I'm working on it now still, but I was someone who really cared about like what people thought about me, or cared about like what people's opinions were. And it was like, okay, well, you're doing 20 things. Like, what is it that you want to do? Like, even in social media management that I do now, I feel like people don't take it that serious, because it's not like you're physically going to a job, like you're actually on your laptop and you're working. And so for some people, it's like you're not doing anything. But it's like, I have to get out of that mindset. Like my job and my career just looks completely, like we were just talking about this. My boyfriend and my brother-in-law, we were just talking about this. Like your career looks different than everyone else's, and it will literally, like it did it to me. Like I didn't want to tell people like what I was working on, because it was a thing of like, are you really doing this? Are you really gonna take this serious? Oh, this is just another one of her gimmicks. So yeah, that's what I learned. To just honestly, don't let nobody rush you in your journey, figuring yourself out. Like you're 20. Like my boyfriend and I, we talk about this all the time. Your 20s is your time to try everything and figure yourself out. It's not the time for you to know exactly, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Like, do something, try this, try something new. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And if you have 5 passions, try to master one of them. I remember I went to a shoot with my boyfriend the other day, and literally like the lady was literally talking to her friend, and her friend was like, and this is what you call a good friend, y'all. Her friend was like, this year is your year. I need you to really like believe in yourself. And she was like, I have 5 passions. Like I'm passionate about 5 things, and I don't know which one to like choose. And she kind of was telling her like, so you have 5 passions. Try everything, figure it out. What works for you? Those 5 passions, out of those 5, 2, you may figure out that 4 of them isn't your passion, 3 of them isn't your passion, but you have passion for 2. Like I'm passionate about social media management, and I'm passionate about also filming and creating content. That's why I started this channel. You can be passionate about so many different things. Don't let nobody put you in a box and tell you like, no, you need to focus on this, you need to focus on that, you need to do this, you need to do that. Everyone's journey is different. Navigating your 20s. And I wanted to speak about this. This is the next thing I wanted to talk about. Navigating your 20s. You guys, when your teachers told you that after high school, it's like, you think it's all fun and games, like, you're just gonna go to college, you're gonna figure it out. Like, high school is completely, like, after high school is completely different than what you think it is. Like, and I'm not saying this to scare anybody. Like, if you're young and you're still in high school and you're like, oh shoot, like I'm about to graduate, or I'm about to leave high school in a little bit, like I'm afraid, like what should I expect? It's a thing of like, it's adulthood. Like, the things your parents used to talk to you about and you used to hear your parents complain about, you're going to understand it more. You're gonna find a newfound understanding of like what the adults that were in your life would either like talk to you about, or you would hear them talk about, you would hear them complain about, or you'd just be like, they're always talking about doing this, they're always talking about paying this bill, they're always talking about this. That is life after high school. And then life after high school is also, like I was saying before, like figuring yourself out. And I feel like a lot of people do not do that enough. And it puts them in this thing of like this box and this mindset of, I'm 20, especially social media. Social media will have you thinking at 20 years old, you need to be married, you need to have a house, you need to have a G-Wagon, a Bentley, you need to have 20 businesses, you need to have so many things, and that is just not the case. Life does not work out like that. And I'm gonna tell you guys, that was literally me. I was literally looking at social media, I'm like, damn, I'm not doing anything because I'm looking at the people around my age and someone's already a millionaire. And it's like, you're still here like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, someone's already a millionaire. Someone's already figured out their passion. Someone's already, bought their first house. They've already bought their mom a house, their family a house. They're already putting their people on. And I remember I used to sit there and I used to be like, bro, what am I doing? Like, I would see 16-year-olds like buying their dream cars. And I'm like, I'm 20. Like, what am I actually doing? And that is something like a lot of people don't really talk about, like with social media. Like, social media has its pros, but it also has its cons. When you are going through your own situations, when you are navigating life, when you are figuring yourself out, social media is definitely something that, even as a social media manager, I would tell you, like, if you want to create content, if you want to be one of the girls that is out here filming content, like doing all of these different things, you need to make sure that you also are taking a break from it. Like, give yourself time, like bulk your content and have it scheduled out, and give yourself an actual social break, because social media will have you thinking like you're not doing anything. It will have you comparing, and comparison is the thief of joy, and it'll have you overthinking. So that's one of my things for you guys, is like, just make sure that you are not comparing your journey and your process to anyone else's, because when you do that, you don't realize it then, but you're actually like hindering your process of growth and figuring yourself out. And I definitely think, like, definitely in my generation, we have an issue, like we have a problem. Our number one thing is we see someone doing something and we're like, bro, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like, it's like, no, you don't have to be someone. Like, one thing I'll say is, I love y'all, but a lot of people feel like, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but a lot of people feel like you can't have a traditional job. You can't work a 9 to 5. You can't go to college. hold on, you guys. You can't go to college. Like, going to college is like, nah, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that. Like, you can't just be someone who decides to climb the corporate ladder. And a lot of people, and especially us, like I was saying, like the people around my age, we look at it and we're like, okay, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Like, let me go start this business. Like, if you're not passionate about it, if you are passionate about going to be a lawyer, going to be a doctor, going to be a nurse, going to a trade school and doing something, then do that. Don't let the pressure of social media, don't let the pressure of our generation or just other people just force you to be like, or make you feel like, okay, I actually want to do this, but everyone here, everyone around me is starting businesses. Like, I need to go start a business. I need to go do this. I need to go do that. Don't let social media do that to you. Don't let people around you, especially our generation, don't let a lot of the things that you are consuming online make you feel like you going to work a 9-to-5, you going to go to school, go to college. Hold on, y'all, I gotta do my lip. You going to work, you going to do a 9-to-5 is like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, people are gonna make you feel like, why are you doing? Like, people make it seem like it's one of the worst things in the world. And honestly, it's not. Do your thing. Whatever you wanna do, do it. Don't allow people to make you feel bad for doing something that you wanna do. Yeah, so don't let people like make you feel bad for wanting to do stuff that you want to do, in a sense. So like, I know for me, like, oh my gosh, and I was guilty as charged of this. Like, when I started Unfiltered, which Unfiltered is my social media management business. When I started Unfiltered, only a few people knew. Only 3 people knew. And the 3 people who knew, like, I spoke to them and they knew, like, obviously, you guys know who you guys are. They knew, like, why I didn't tell people I was starting something new. Because, like, sometimes when you start stuff, new things, and like with me, with my history of like starting something new, people will like kind of turn you off from telling them because they start to make you feel like bad for doing different things and like trying different things. And like for me, it was in a sense like I didn't want to tell anybody because I just felt like people were just gonna keep being like, oh, it's just another one of her things. It's just another one of her things that she's trying. So I literally like kept it to myself. Only a select few people know. Like, people would ask me and I'll just be like, they'll be like, oh, you're doing this? I'm like, yeah. Like, whatever it was that I was doing before, I'll just be like, yeah. But now, this year, one of my goals, like not one of my goals, but one thing that I told myself this year was that I'm gonna walk in my truth. Like, and if anyone who feels like negative about it, or their number one thing is like, oh, it's just, they have that mindset of, oh, it's just another one of her things that she's trying, I won't really entertain it, or I just will literally like not gonna surround myself with you, or just like not even surround myself with you, but when it comes to like what I'm doing, you won't really know, in a sense, basically. So that's one of the things that I've also like told myself. And I learned that like last year, like when I tell you guys 2023, like it was a year of, for like a lot of people, I've seen this like all over like social media and everything. For a lot of people, like 2023 was not like their best, like 2023 wasn't like their best year. A lot of people were talking about how like they were going through so much, and like obviously everyone goes through something. And then like for me, it was a thing of like 2023 wasn't the best, but I feel like 2023 was the first process of like me becoming and actually walking in the shoes of the woman that I want to become. Y'all don't mind this cup. It's supposed to be a wine glass, but we're just gonna make do with what we do, with what we got. But yeah, like it was like the foundation of like things that I had to go through, things that I had to witness, like my faith being tested, my me being very truthful and real with myself. Just like a whole lot of different aspects, like patience, kindness, and grace with myself, because I beat myself up a lot because I hold myself at a certain expectation, and when I don't fulfill that expectation, like I'm so quick to be like, oh, like beat myself down in a sense. And I just feel like last year, like towards the end, like the last 3 months, like October, November, and December, like I understood officially what walking, like what discipline versus motivation was, and like actually walking in the shoes of the person that you want to become. Like seeing the habits that you're doing, seeing that it's not really like the best thing for you, stopping yourself from doing certain things that you know have like their own, like have no real sole purpose or benefit to you. So I kind of took that for me, like last year was like the beginning of my 2024, because I know like for a lot of people they start in the beginning of January. But my advice to you guys, if you're watching this video and you want to change your life, like you want to be better, or you just want to start implementing little habits in your life to like get you to the person that you want to become, I would definitely say like give yourself a start date. Like for me, I didn't look at 2024 as a new year. I didn't look at it as a new year. I looked at it as like, it's just another month. Like, yes, we did our Q1, our Q2, and our Q3 and 4 goals. We set our goals, but I didn't look at it as like a year. Like I looked at it as, it's another month. What are the stepping stones? What are the foundations? What actionable steps are you going to take this month to become the person that you want to become? And so for me, like, it's the beginning of 2024. It's January 8th, I believe. It's January 8th, right? I think. It's January 8th today. And literally the first 2 days of January, y'all, I literally drove with my phone on top of my car, and it was in the middle of literally a busy street. My phone it broke the first couple of days of January. And the way, like, I'm proud of myself because the way that I handled that, I could have took it as a, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like X, Y, and Z, like go immediately crazy. But I was just like, you know what? One, everything happens for a reason. Two, don't think of it immediately as, oh my God, it's a new year and this is already happening. Look at it as like, okay, this was supposed to happen because of something. You don't know what it was. You don't know why it was supposed to happen, but it happened. So that's just the way I've been navigating like hiccups, come ups, anything. And that's just the way I believe like a lot of us go wrong. Like when something happens in the beginning of the year or when something transpires, we are immediately like, this isn't going to be a good year, or we're looking at it in a negative light. But look at it as just another day and another problem that you're going to get over. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want to see my everyday makeup routine. This is actually my everyday makeup routine. It's quick, it's simple, it's natural. Walk in the shoes. Before I leave, I just want to let you guys know, walk in the shoes of the person that you want to become. before you do something, think about would your future self do it, and just see how your life start to slowly change. And one thing for all, always keep God in your life. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And oh, and y'all, if you guys are wondering, this is a new wine that I'm trying, and
What's it called?
it's
I don't even know.
it's called Riscato. Is that what it's called? It's called Riscato, y'all.
Yeah.
It's Riscato. It's from Target. It is so good, you guys. Like, I'm not really like I like certain wines. I like sweet wines. And this wine is just really good. It should have been in my glass cup, but we're making do with what we have. And yeah.